do that. I absolutely love it. Okay, here we are.
Here we are.
We are live, and no, we did not get rid of Sybil. She is on her way, so stay tuned, everyone. This is what you need to know, and it is brought to you by Black Voters Matter. Please go to blackvotersmatter.org. We need that .org. Yes. .org. See, you only did that, Stephen, because you don't have your glasses on. How are you? How are you, Stephen Hill?
I'm fine for Wednesday. You know why? Because the first snow of the year happened in New York City today. I love snow. I unabashedly love when flurries come down, when it sticks, when it doesn't stick, doesn't matter. So that has put my mood today. How about yourself?
Are you from New York? Are you from a place where it snows?
Yes. I've been used to snow all my life, so that is a thing. That is, and it was always it was always around the holiday from DC. So, and yourself?
I'm from Chicago. Oh, I hate.
Really?
Snow. Oh my God! Cold weather, snow.
Even when you were a kid. Even
when I was a kid, and maybe because I don't care what the year was, my boot or my mitten always had a hole in it. And being outside in that wet snow and it's cold, boo. No, I didn't want to make a snowman. No, I don't want to go outside and play and make snowballs with anybody. Just bring on the summertime. I'm a beach baby.
I understand. I am too, as you can tell from the last couple of weeks.
Yes, sir. Well, let's get into it. And for those of you just tuning in, yes, we did not take over the show. Sybil is coming, and she'll be here any minute. So,
allegedly, we didn't take over the show.
I know. Get back down, Sybil. Told you what happened one day. So I actually wanted to start off, even though we will get to the newsletter shortly. I wanted to start off locally here in Georgia, particularly where I live, Smyrna, Cobb County, Georgia.
Yeah.
If you did not hear, has been in the news because during the presidential election for early voting, we had 11 locations. Well, that was cut down to 5. So people were really in an uproar because Cobb County is the third largest county in Georgia, and we have over 100. But Fulton County and DeKalb County, Gwinnett County, none of those shrunk in size. Only Cobb County, which is generally a Republican county, but Cobb County went blue. So it was a bit of a dust up about it. So I just read through the news, thank you, Gwen Pringle, that they did add 2 more. So now it's up to 7 early voting locations in Cobb County. And still, ladies and gentlemen, you can early vote. I got my thing in the mail to early vote.
When are you going to return it? When's it going back?
I'm going to drop it off Monday in the box. Early voting starts on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, go online to look at your locations. And literally, it's 2 freaking boxes, people. So lines should go really, really quickly.
So I'm really curious. Can you hold it up to the camera? Because I'd like to see how they've got the names laid out. Okay. I'm just curious because I know there are 2 Senate races. Are those the only 2 races that are happening?
I actually just noticed that there's somebody running for public service commissioner, somebody named Bubba. Okay, but yeah.
I'm voting for Bubba. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm voting for Bubba. I don't know what. Yeah. I don't know what voters.
So
all right, so the top.
Can you see it?
The top one is the regular runoff, and the bottom was a special election. So Warnock is in the. Can I see? I can't see it. Is Warnock in the bottom one or the top one?
Okay, I have to turn around. Warnock is in the bottom one. Wait.
Okay, he's a special election. Got it.
Okay, got it. So, ladies and gentlemen, please come out and vote. If you know someone, please encourage everyone in Georgia to go out and vote. This is very, very, very important. Okay, so.
It's everything. It's everything.
It's everything to everybody. And trust me, they wouldn't be working so hard against it if it wasn't.
Did you watch the debate?
Well, which one?
Oh, I'm so sorry. So there was one debate where the dude was by himself. Ossoff or whatever.
Ossoff, yes, Ossoff, John Ossoff.
I'm here by myself because Purdue didn't bother.
Purdue, right.
And that debate was about as helpful as the one with Warnock and Leffler when they both showed up. Like,
Wait.
I'm not sure which debate was better, I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure.
Somebody said David Perdue did better than Kelly Loeffler, and he wasn't even there. Okay, yeah, it was pretty sad. She was really accused of being very, very, very robotic, and I wish I would have known that how many times she was going to say radical liberal, because I really would have done a drinking game.
No, you wouldn't have. You would have ended up in ICU. If you'd done a radical liberal drinking game, you would have ended up in ICU. She said that it was so unbelievably robotic and programmed.
Yes.
And I gotta say, neither of them answered questions. Like,
no.
Neither of them answered questions that were asked.
Yeah, and to be very, very honest, that was my, if I have to say, big disappointment with Warnock when they asked him about stacking the courts, and he just said, "I'm not focused on that," and I was like, "Well, get focused on it, bro. You know, you're running for the Senate." You know, we need to know. And there was one other question he didn't want to answer, but she dodged everything. Everything. But I do remember that those were two of the questions that he just kind of danced around. And I think that's what frustrates people when we ask politicians a question. And I read somewhere it's called block and bridge, and basically, they said what politicians do is that they block the question and bridge it over to what they want to talk about. Yes. And I went, oh, the old B&B, the old block and bridge, the block and bridge. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen for that next time when you hear a politician speak and they go, you know what's really important, Jim, is that it's like, I didn't ask you about the parks. You know?
Yeah, and I get it, but I want these moderators to hold their feet to the fire. You know, my little 16-year-old Faithful Ward does the same thing. I'll ask him a question. If he doesn't want to answer it, he'll answer something else. And my standard response is, it's a great answer. It's an answer to the different question the question I asked.
Yes.
It's an answer to a different question than the one I asked.
Yes.
And I need moderators and reporters to do that much more to our politicians who just they just allow them to block and bridge. And that shouldn't happen. Trump has gotten away for years, and that's why the best interview with Trump ever was that dude from Australia who was like, well, they say, like, who's that? Who's that? who's that? And just called him out, and he wasn't ready for it. That's what we need more of.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of Trump, and I'm going to block and bridge over to our new president-elect now. See what I did there? See what I did there? Getting into the news stories of what you need to know. Basically, there have been a little heat. There's been some heat under the vice president-elect regarding his selections. And they're actually saying, no, we need to have even more diversity. And I'm going to read this woman's name here once I find it. Oh, doggone it was Melanie something. But anyway, people are actually starting to say, what are you going to do about putting more Blacks in the top positions, the top tier positions? And so he's getting a little heat for that. What do you think?
He'll continue to get heat. I think pardon me, I can't remember his last name, but Lloyd, who's he's now head of defense running the Pentagon.
Lloyd Austin
is a great step, right? I think that's a fantastic step. But I think there are people there. There should be more Black people in the room where it happens, right? Chief of staff, national security. These are the positions that I think we're looking for. I also think there was a call with some civil rights activists about having a civil rights cabinet level position about civil rights. I think that's a great idea. There's going to be more climate change because I'm pretty sure that lack of civil rights has killed more people than melting ice at this point.
Right.
At this point, like 50 years from now, the balance may shift. But if we're going to keep the ice from melting, we should have civil rights to keep people able to vote and from getting killed.
Let me ask you, do you think that our Madam Vice President-elect Harris should be more vocal or step forth at this point to say anything, or
I think
no?
she's done. I think she's done. So she and Biden had an interview a while ago, and she was talking about partners, and I'm like, let's not push it too quick. Like let's let it settle in first before you try to play co-president.
Right.
Like, that's not what it is. Like, I think she's going to have a great agenda and a great platform, candidly, for which to spring her 2024 campaign. But like, use time to your advantage. Not everything has to happen right now. And I'm really hoping that she's really aligning her ducks, aligning her allies, and getting ready. It's supposed to, like, speaking up and being in public. That's one thing, but being ready to work behind the scenes so you can hit the ground running and get yourself ready. Everything for her, for me, 2024. That's what it's about. 2024.
Yep. Do you think? I find it interesting, because trust me, I want to say my words very, very carefully. I am all for, yes, we need more Black, brown, Asian, we need more diversity. I think it's very important that we have capable people. I think being a person of color is a bonus, is a plus. When they had affirmative action, it was so offensive to me that people would say, you got the job because you're Black. So I never want for someone who is put in one of these positions, for people to say, well, he had to have 33% Black or else. I just think that's it. It's really walking a tightrope.
It is.
I don't care if it's 80% Black.
Speaking of walking a tightrope,
hello. Teacher's here now. Hello, beautiful. How are you?
Why do you guys look so colorful? I look like I just come out of a long, hard winter. How are you?
We're doing better now because you can take over the show. Ooh, thank goodness. I don't have to pretend like I know stuff.
Tell my man Winter I say hello.
Is that what we calling him now?
I will. He's a chill fellow. Myra, do you remember years ago when one time when Tom left us alone, and you and Jay and I overslept, and I was living in LA at the time and staying near the studio. And you and Jay started the show, and all I could hear running through the hall was, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" I was like, that sounds like us every other day.
Oh my, it was so, and literally we could hear Tom's thoughts like, "The hell are they doing? What are they doing? They're killing my show."
Oh, those were the best days. Jay and I were just talking about that the other day. When Tom was away.
When Tom was away, it was like we were Bebe's kids. It was just straight. Yes. Let's do all the stuff he never lets us do. Yay!
And the one thing that Tom and every programmer, including Hector Hannibal, used to hate, Myra, we would pretend like we were all sitting in the big chair together and spinning around.
Oh, yes. That's right. Spinning it. Whee! Remember that? Whee!
Stephen Hill just put on his programmer's hat. He hates that too. You can see that.
I love it. I'm just mad I wasn't in the chair. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. It was a chair big enough for all of us. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I'm sorry I interrupted. You all were talking about the appointments made by the Biden administration.
No, I was just going to tell everybody who killed John F. Kennedy, but then you came in.
What?
The whole
Kennedy's dead. Breaking news. Breaking news.
It's much more important. Anyhow, continue. Go ahead.
No. I'm gonna take this off of me and put it back on the man who has the final word on who killed Kennedy.
I'm like, what?
So, what do y'all think about the choices so far?
I'm pleased. I'm pleased, and I'm pleased to see people of color. I would like to see more people of color, but I just want to make sure that, well, not just people of color, that everybody who is placed in a position is qualified. And because I never wanted to be, to have the flack 2 years from now, where they were only put there because.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So here's how our brains work. Everything's moved so fast now. And I agree. There should be. Look, I want to be more diversity. I want there to be more Latin folks on there. Nothing would make me happier than to have, like, openly gay, transgender.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to have all that.
Yeah.
But we're like more black, more black, and I'm all for that. But at some point in time, Bond's gonna go like, yo, are you forgetting what I did for VP? Yo, are y'all just forgetting this?
No, and then, and what about this big A brother I just nominated today?
I got Lloyd to the left of me, Thomas to the right.
Stuck in the middle with you.
Right. We crip walking down the hall to the Oval Office.
Doing this little George Jefferson walk, maybe,
Right.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think that today's announcement and that seems to be with the head of the Defense Department, as you mentioned, General Austin. I think that might be the biggest problem that they have in some of these appointments, simply because he has not been retired from these armed services long enough. And only and they will get that special dispensation. But if any way that they can put the kibosh on this nomination, I think that they will, simply because even in the Democratic Party, they don't like the fact that a man who is recently retired from the Army, and that's less than the 7 years required, is going to be a part of this, which doesn't make that connection between the armed services very comforting for them.
Yeah, because I was kind of surprised when I heard they said Tammy Duckworth said she was against the nomination, but she would vote for him.
She is a veteran.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting, but also folks far to the left, including I want to say from Massachusetts, as well as Bernie Sanders. Neither one of them are very happy with this nomination. I'm kind of surprised about Tammy Duckworth, but only because I think she may have wanted that job. Yeah, and because she was mentioned very early on as playing a part in this administration.
I have been in that position where somebody gets the other job and they go like, "What do you think about a good job?" Well, he ain't that good. I mean,
what did he do? 40 years, whatever. Whatever. Okay.
Whatever.
Lifetime. Okay.
I heard you can't really bowl above 100, so you ain't hear it from me though.
And that's just with his other hand, I am a big fan of Marcia Fudge, the Congresswoman from Ohio, who was named as the Secretary of, will be nominated as the Secretary for for Housing and Urban Development. Yeah. Which is still in the occupancy of Ben Carson.
Yeah, and so what has happened in housing and urban development in the last 4 years? How many houses have been? When I tell you, Jimmy Carter has probably built more houses.
Just in the last year since he had brain cancer.
Right.
Yeah, so Ben Carson leaves that position, and how that happened still remains a mystery.
I'm so sorry, what you say?
Go back to sleep, Ben. Go back to sleep. Yeah.
and hope you're recovering from COVID.
Yeah.
But for the first time in 40 years, a Black woman sits in that position.
Yes.
And probably before the two of you were born, Patricia Roberts Harris
Right.
sat there in that position.
Dr. Don Offit says, yes, sir, Marcia Fudge. What sir?
Yeah, Delta.
Delta, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right,
She used to be president of the Deltas, if I'm not mistaken.
oh, there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
And no, so
yeah.
she went from president being demoted to House and Urban Development.
House of,
Sounds like a demotion to me.
it is a step down, isn't it? Yeah.
Feels that way.
Yeah. But her sorors will be very, very supportive of her.
Oh,
yeah. If you want to take a step down, okay, all right. We'll
all right. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So congratulations to her, and we'll look to see what else comes about in terms of that. The civil rights leaders met with the Biden administration yesterday, members of that, including Cedric Richmond and the president-elect, and talked about what they would like to see. The really interesting thing is this position that Derek Johnson, who is the president of the NAACP, called for, and looking for a civil rights czar.
We talked about that. Yes, indeed.
Did okay.
Never thought about it before, but thought it was a good idea.
Great idea.
Yeah, so we shall see what happens, and who else what other brothers and sisters he brings up in that administration there.
So does Ben Carson go back to opening up people and operating them and being the brilliant neurosurgeon that he is? Like, is that what he goes back to doing?
Please God, no.
Well, no. Well, okay. One thing is, for nobody can take away his medical stats, right?
Right.
Right. But like I'm now afraid he's going to fall asleep in the middle of my surgery.
Exactly. Yes.
Like he's known, world renowned as a brilliant neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that when you were narcoleptic? Like, how does that happen?
But remember, he quit the neurosurgery business before he ran for president.
Oh, I forgot.
So it's been a long time, and as you say, I'm not very sure that he can keep his eyes open while he's doing this anymore.
I don't think neurosurgery is like riding a bike. So there's some retraining to do should he decide to come back.
I hope it's not like riding a bike. Otherwise,
It's like, what was I doing?
Yeah. And so on the What You Need to Know newsletter, we also talk about other Black firsts. Do you know Rashida Jones? Not that Rashida Jones.
Yes, I've been hearing that all week.
You know, that's the first thing that came to my mind. I went, what? I didn't even know she was into politics. Quincy must be so proud.
She's doing it all.
Doing it all.
It's like it's you do.
Running NBC and
right? It's like if you was a neurosurgeon and running House of Urban Development. Never mind. Whatever.
No, not at all. So, Steve, do you know her?
No, only by reputation. Only by fantastic and wonderful reputation. Her ascension at there has been fantastic. So I'm glad to see this, and I think everyone that I've talked to is like, this is the right move. It is. We were talking about affirmative action before. This is not an affirmative action move. She is the best person for the gig. Full stop. Hands down. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Myra. Do you know her?
No. But I was honestly thinking, I'm like, the Rashida Jones, who is now to be the president of MSNBC, I wonder how many scripts she's gotten in the mail over the years. I just wonder, would you be interested in this role? Like,
and tell your daddy we said hi.
Hello. Tell your daddy love his music.
That's right.
What's up, Q? So anyway, graduate of Hampton University, the other HU.
The other HU, that's right.
And from Columbia, South Carolina.
Really?
Right, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Does Jay know her? Nah. Bad question. Keep going.
Did you take a look at her face?
Yeah,
Okay.
Beautiful.
Wait, hold on. How does that relate to Jay? I want to understand.
A beautiful brown skin.
Brown,
woman.
yeah.
So you're saying he does know her?
No.
No.
Sorry, I'm gonna need more information.
Okay.
Or as they say in the Comey rule, say more.
Jay has said on the air that he likes those of a clearer persuasion.
Like translucent?
Pretty close. Pretty
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
Close, close.
Like Kelly Loeffler, like.
Just a drip of milk, just a teensy bit of milk, like just a whoop, like Melania
Yeah.
shaded.
Oh, Bob. Okay, let me do. Okay, so okay. But is it just me, or is Melania getting finer now she's about to be out the house?
Hell
Oh,
no.
Melania, I don't know if she got a swagger to walk. Like, yeah, I'm about to be out this. You know what I'm saying? So
You see this here?
So let me ask you this: could Melania get it?
You mean again? I mean, I don't want to tell tales, but
Well,
no, the answer is yes, yeah, 100%.
No, she reminds me of. No, she reminds me of Natasha. Boris Badenoff.
oh yeah.
She does. She does. She does. The Russian spy. She does. She reminds me of. Yeah, she reminds me of Natasha.
Yeah. She makes bad, mate choices, but she doesn't like Christmas, so I can't really get with her. Like she doesn't like Christmas. Like that's a deal breaker. But she's fine and she wears shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, you are a shoe man.
And she likes to build tennis courts. She likes to build tennis courts that she'll never use, apparently.
I got a 40 love for.
Oh.
What?
I see this.
I can serve it.
Okay. Okay. Says you and her Secret Service man, Dwayne.
What?
So there's a story out about her, about Melania, and what's going to happen to her, because she started making plans despite what her husband is doing.
Oh, yeah.
She's making plans, getting the movers and stuff that's going to go back to the Trump Tower, stuff that's going to go down to Mar-a-Lago. And she also inquired as to how much of a salary she's going to get.
Yeah. And they only get $20,000 a year. That's it.
No, wait. Right.
When? Go ahead, Stephen Hill.
No. I was gonna say it's not just $20,000 a year. It's $20,000 a year
after he dies. After the president dies, she gets $20,000.
So Melania's like, so by June.
Christmas will come early.
And this is the Christmas that we like.
Then it is the good Christmas. We have the good Christmas.
This is the good Christmas.
With the but still not the children. I still don't want the children. No.
Okay. Shanta, Sonia, the rest of y'all.
I'm
not saying.
Did they come after you? Did they come after you?
I'm just saying Melania's fine. Hold up. If you could say that someone of that persuasion is fine, how you gonna say Melania's not fine? Sybil, is Melania fine?
I think she's an attractive woman.
Myra, is Melania fine?
No. To me, no.
Okay. Well,
she don't do it for me.
66% of this panel thinks.
She's not my type, Myra, but I will say, and neither is her husband. But I think she has a pretty stank attitude. And the fact that she was part of the whole birther movement.
I agree.
And it
takes away from the fineness for me. I'm like, I can't really see a lot past personalities. So.
Oh yeah, I certainly can, because what's up, Stacey Dash?
Oh my God.
Right?
That's another one. Is she fine to me?
Wait, what? All right. I don't want to devolve this into this, but man.
Let's think of Stephen Hill. Let's think of a guy who doesn't have a great personality but is fine, that might appeal to Myra. Because I'm trying to think of what Myra's type is.
I can't say any names.
Yeah.
They have to be a nice person.
No, okay, but if they okay, so who's
Oh, what's his name? The singer. Oh, shoot.
Barack Obama.
Yeah,
But if he looked like Barack Obama, but acted like Donald
Melania.
Trump.
stank.
Really?
Yep,
Wow.
yep. Doesn't work for me at all.
Yeah.
But if you're really but what if you're like the nicest guy in the world?
Michael Cooper. That's who I was trying to think of. If it was Michael Cooper, he sang like Michael Cooper, looked like Michael Cooper, and acted like Donald Trump.
Stank.
Shut up. Sorry, not even just one time to see what it was like.
You don't know how long I've been damn single. Maybe I need to change my attitude. You know?
But what if he's the nicest guy in the world, has everything, makes you laugh, makes you cry at the right, holds your hand, rubs your feet, and looks like Donald Trump?
Damn, that's hard.
That's why I asked the question.
Exactly.
You know what? We could be besties. Besties, but straight to friend zone. Straight to friend zone. Straight to the friend zone.
Really? Ralph Tresvant, fine.
Could be Ralph Tresvant, fine. You gotta have a great personality. Stank personalities go straight.
You have all the personality to fill this planet.
Yeah, but I'm tired of doing it with myself. So.
I understand that. I hate it.
Once this pandemic is over, I got a lot of explaining to do.
And woman-splaining.
Woman-splaining to do. I got a lot of promises to break. Okay. What's this pandemic?
So Gail on Facebook says Tavis Smiley. Does she mean that? Is she suggesting Tavis for Myra?
Be very careful. Be very careful. You gotta talk to your producer.
I know the answer to this. I know the answer to this because I've been in a place where Myra has taken Tavis down, and not in a good way.
Wait, what? This is where we are? Is this where we are right now? I just want to make sure.
What happened to the show? We didn't even get to the second news story. Okay, let's move on here. Where's the producer? Yolanda. Okay, moving on to the next news story.
Wow.
We need a kinder. Who is he calling? I need a kinder.
Wow.
Wow. Just go tell all the show secrets now. All the secrets.
Oh, sorry, Myra.
You know what? I had forgotten about that till you said it. That's a bad Sybil.
That was bad Sybil in a good way. That was the best bad Sybil since the cruise 2013.
Just to answer the questions, no.
Right. Nike O Tim, by the way, this is for you. I was told I needed new glasses.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yeah.
So instead of a costume change like you normally do on Thursday night,
he said a costume change.
He changes shirts in sunglasses and fall on IG. He does. He changes shirts. It's like a 13-hour show, Myra.
Oh, okay.
But it's some of the best music you'll ever want to hear. So please, Instagram Live on Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here.
And there you have it.
There it is.
Okay, so Myra, we'll get off of your case and talk about Rashida Jones, because she is going to make history as the first Black female president of MSNBC. And as Stephen said, she is more than qualified. She has done her due diligence. Yeah. As a matter of fact, her last assignment was coverage of the 2020 presidential election, in which she was a part of the team that worked with Kristen Welker as she prepared to be the moderator for that final debate.
Best
and
moderator. Best
and
moderator
she
was.
was absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, we talked about the nomination today of General Austin. The 67-year-old was selected over a number of accomplished former Pentagon officials, and we will see what happens as far as some of those others that people of color as they become available for these next upper tier positions. Um, You know, we have an incredible section on the coronavirus every day, giving you an update on what's going on. You know, like the coronavirus stimulus package that they're still working on in Washington, D.C., as well as the numbers, and not a number that we should ever be proud of. 15 million people have now tested positive for coronavirus, and we are close to 300,000 deaths from this disease. But the good news is the vaccines are in play, especially in England. And still, my favorite story is that a 90-year-old woman took the first shot, and the second one was taken by an 80-year-old man whose name he gave as William Shakespeare.
Yes.
I just love that.
Was he the one who said, "I took it because I don't want the bloody bug"?
So good on them. And we hear that in a matter of days, pending the FDA approval, people will, in the United States, the front line and emergency workers will start taking the vaccine. And children and middle-aged and actually Gen Xers, millennials, will probably get it sometime by next summer into fall. But that's how it's going to work and down. And so there'll be people who don't want to admit their age will be going, no, it's not time for me yet.
True.
Like I said, I'm gonna be at the back of the line going, "Y'all okay up there? Everybody still got all their body parts. Nothing fell off. You all right? Take my number. Call me. Call me tomorrow."
Okay, but even after they take the vaccine, Myra, they're still saying you must wear your mask. You should still wear your mask, still maintain that physical distance and all of that. And as Dr. Fauci says, no more. As a matter of fact, fewer than 10 people for your holiday gatherings.
I just canceled my trip.
Did you?
I just canceled my trip.
You did.
I have not seen my nephews in a year, and I was looking forward to this. And then when I saw what was happening, there was just no way to do it safely. And so this is the biggest consulate, thing I've had to give up for this thing, and it hurts. It hurts, but it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. That hurts. Yeah.
Are y'all have Christmas plans? Did you have the same ones, or are you altering yours?
I normally go home to Chicago, but I will not be going.
My son called me 2 days ago and said, "Mom, have you finished Christmas shopping?" And I literally said, "When is Christmas?" I am so disconnected to, what day it is, what time it is. Like, I know it's December, I know it's coming, but just the fact that Christmas could be around the corner, it's just totally different this year. So,
Myra, it's 2 weeks from Friday.
Like this Friday?
2 weeks from this Friday.
Yeah.
When did they change it?
I think somewhere in the Byzantine area.
So it's going to be on the 25th?
In the Byzantine area.
Didn't it used to be on the 37th? When did they change it? Why is it coming so soon?
Can't tell you how many times I've said that.
Okay. Yeah, we heard that, Sybil. Don't look away.
This is a horrific story and talking about Black Lives Matter.
In Ohio?
Oh,
yes, yes. This young man, 23-year-old Casey Goodson, was gunned down by Columbus Sheriff Deputy, Columbus, Ohio, as he was trying to get into his own home. And there are so many questions about how this happened and why this happened. But the sheriff's deputy says that he was working with the Fugitive Task Force to recover violent offenders, of which this young man was not. He was legally armed at the time, but had not committed any crimes, no criminal background, was not the target of any investigation. While he was trying to enter his Columbus, Ohio home, the sheriff's deputy reported seeing a man with a gun during a verbal altercation. He was shot by the sheriff's deputy after putting his keys in the front door, and he fell into the kitchen where his 5-year-old brother and his 72-year-old grandmother sat.
Yep.
There was no body cam information, as we said, and none of that exists because they are not issued to this county sheriff's task force. And now the family's attorney is asking for answers. And why was he even confronted, let alone why he was shot dead while entering his own home?
Right. That's what I've been waiting to hear. Like, what was the purpose? What was the purpose? Why was this young man confronted by the police in the first place?
Right. And whatever the confrontation was, they said some sort of altercation, there was something. Once again, I'm asking, does this deserve, being shot in the back as he is trying to get into his home?
You know how I felt about the the Breonna case. I mean, this dude in Columbus, Ohio, is going to jail. This policeman is going to go to jail for some degree of murder. It's not going to be a homicide. It's going to be murder. They're going to find, and I don't know this. I don't know any more information.
Sure.
But everything about this legal and being shot in the back. The only thing separating this, thank goodness, Rahm Emanuel was not the mayor of Columbus, right? Or we may have never heard of this,
right?
But this guy's going to jail. This is not that other thing. This is just truly police behaving badly.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Full stop.
And Ohio, still the state where Tamir Rice was killed. And Ohio, where, we can name other people. This is it's horrific. And Steve, you have family in Ohio.
I do.
I do too. Pam, that's where Pam is. Columbus.
Is it really? Wow.
Well, Westerville, right outside.
Okay. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah. And I do too. So it is. But I mean, it could have been anywhere, but it just boggles the mind that this beautiful young man, 23 years old, and why? But as you said, Stephen Hill, I can only hope that that this is some level of homicide that he is found guilty of. On a brighter note, 100,000 people are going to be hired by UPS, and if you have braids, if you have an afro, if you have a beard, Myra, you can.
And I shaved just for the show. Just for the show, I shaved. Look at that. The mustache.
Oh.
I'm not looking like Scotty from the Whispers. And yet, et tu, my Sybil.
Oh, that's so funny. When she said that, I thought she was referring to your friend Antoine. Anyhow, keep going. Keep going. Never mind. I had it wrong. My bad. I had it wrong.
They're filling 100,000 positions, and people up until 2018, if you had a beard, if you had locks or braids, if you had long hair or an afro, they were not being hired. And not till an equal opportunity lawsuit and a $5 million fine did they change their ways. And now these new seasonal workers, whatever and I don't know if that includes tattoos and things as well, but definitely good on them finally for coming into the 21st century.
Yeah, that's always been for someone who has worn natural hair since high school. That's always been just a real stickler for me when they would have these things like, I can't wear my hair the way it grows out my head because that's offensive to you. That's offensive to you, the way my hair grows. Right. I have very little tolerance for that.
I don't know if this was related to the Crown Act that has been passed by states like California.
Right.
But I'm glad that these changes are being made. Let's see. Oh, Myra.
Yes.
Let's see. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday when Damon Williams was on with us, and he said that
he was so funny. Oh my God.
Yeah. Almost as funny as you. He said that he saw you looking like a 12-year-old in an old Robin Harris comedy special. He said,
how drunk was he? I know he was in that cup.
said that you look like a teenager, if you will. That's in this video of you and Robin Harris.
It was old. It was old. You know, it was probably grainy looking. That's why.
I think you said it was at the Comedy Act.
At the Comedy Act, it could have been. I believe there is footage out of back in the day. You know, when the Comedy Act started, we used to call it Robin's House. For people who don't know, this was known as one of the first Black comedy clubs. Robin Harris was the host every week, and it was the place to go in Los Angeles on Thursday nights. The show started at 8 o'clock. 8:30, you couldn't get in. It was standing room only, and the fire marshals would come every freaking Thursday to see if they could shut it down. But they never did. The fire marshals would come and the police would come, and Robin would just put them in the act. As soon as they would come in the door, Robin Harris was like, put the spotlight on them. And he was like, yeah, there go the police. We ain't got no donuts up in here. I mean, he would just start talking about everybody, and it was the place to be. I actually got a chance to go up the first night, thanks to Robin Harris. And so Robin always wanted me to go on stage with him, and he would say, Myra, let's just do jokes, cap it on one another. And I was scared to death. I was like, nope, not gonna do it. I'm not going up against Robin Harris. Are you crazy? So one time I came in the club and he said, what you doing in here, Myra? I see. And I used to have a real short little afro, and he used to call me TWA for teeny weeny afro. And so I was in the audience, and I said, this is when, for people who remember, it was a Raisinette commercial, you know, and they had the dancing raisin. And I remember saying, you up there looking like a Raisinette with eyes. And everybody was like, oh, give her the microphone, go on stage. And they literally handed me the mic, and people pushed me on the stage. And that's how Robin and I started going back and forth. Yeah, he was such a dear friend. He was so good to me. He was really a good mentor to me.
Yeah, really what a wonderful man. What a wonderful man. Speaking of wonderful men, have you received your copy of
Bull Twit by Mr. George Wallace, who's going to be on Trevor Noah tonight?
Oh, good. Oh, fantastic. I did not think it
on the Daily Show with Trevor Noah tonight. And so, and the book is available at georgewallace.net. And George will be with us, of course, tomorrow's Thursday. So we will have it then.
Melania, I'm coming. Melania, just hold on. Just let her know that I can't pick up, if you're watching Melania, I can't pick up the phone, but same thing we planned before. Anyhow, sorry, go ahead. What did I say?
We're going to get moose and squirrel.
Yes.
I just want folks to know that this broadcast is brought to you by Black Voters.
Who needs a little love today? Who needs some love sent their way? Who needs love? Who needs love? Who needs a little love today? Who needs some love sent their way? Who needs love? Who needs love?
Go to blackvotersmatterfund.org. Myra J, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sybil. And you look fabulous, darling. You look fabulous.
My new Bambi. And Stephen Hill, I'll talk to you in a few minutes as we go to podcast land.
Now, yo, all right, say what you want to. Tell me that's not hot.
But
Tell
wait,
me that's not hot.
You know what was really funny? She was so stiff. I thought it was the footage from Kelly Loeffler at the debate.
Live video footage.
That did.
Live video footage.
That's what I thought it was. I was like, why is he pulling it up?
There you go. Boom. Tell me she's not hot.
Funny.
Tell me she's not hot.
Not hot.
Oh, y'all are great. Y'all. I love you. I love you both.
Okay.
But.
Bye, everybody. See you
Bye.
tomorrow.
Love you.
Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Be careful.